Hello students, I'm Nabila Tariq. Over here in this video, we'll be discussing the fifth chapter of your reader, that is The 100 Dresses Part 1. This story is about a poor girl whose name is Wanda Petronsky. She is a Polish immigrant who came and settled in America, and since she was poor, she was indifferent, she was shy, and she belonged to Poland. That's why her name and the surname was quite awkward as compared to the Americans' names and surnames. So she was looked down by her classmates. She was judged by her classmates, and they made fun of her and they mocked at her. So, this is an account of a poor girl, how she was dealing with her day to day life, how people used to make fun of her, and how she portrayed her story, which was false or which was true, that we'll come to know later in this chapter. So we'll start reading. Over here, the author has also thrown light on the Polish American community in the United States. How the people from Poland immigrated and settled in America, and how the discrimination started among them. How the Americans discriminated the people who came from Poland. And you may say that this discrimination was the reason, or was the foundation because of which Wanda Petronsky was made fun of in the school, because she belonged to Poland, and normally people coming from that area were looked down and they were discriminated. They were not given the equal rights. They were disliked by the people. So somehow this community differences were there, because of which the story continues. Somewhere the foundation lies on that factor. So all this is explained in the story. So we'll start reading. How do we judge the people around us? By their money, wealth, and possessions? Or is there something of more enduring value to look for in a person? The author is trying to say that how do we judge people? We judge people by their economical status, the money and the wealth that they have, or their possessions, the things that they possess, the things of luxury. Or is there something else which is more valuable to look in a person? The story is a sensitive account of how a poor young girl is judged by her classmates. Wanda Petronsky is a young Polish girl who goes to school with other American children in an American town. These other children see Wanda as different in many ways. Can you guess how they treat her? Now, over here again, as I told you all earlier, that Wanda Petronsky is a girl who came from Poland, who's a Polish girl, and she's studying with other American students in an American town, in a school. And she's a poor girl, and this is a very emotional and sensitive story about her, and how she is judged by her friends, by her classmates. Why she is judged in this way? Because she is quite indifferent. As I told you all, she is different from the other girls. She had a very different name and surname. They found this surname very odd, very awkward, and she was poor. Then she was from Poland. So all these factors made her a person to dislike. Like the classmates and the people around disliked her, especially the Americans, they disliked her. Now read the information in the box given. Find out more about this community, or about a related topic from an encyclopedia or over the internet. As I told you all, the author is throwing light on the Polish American community in the United States of that time. So we'll read a bit, although it's not that important, but just for knowledge. The first Polish immigrants arrived in America in 1608, but the largest wave of Polish immigration occurred in the early 20th century, which more than 1 million Poles migrated to the United States. Now he's saying the first Polish immigrants arrived in America. The immigrants who came from Poland. Now people coming from Poland are called Polish. Okay, for the very first time they arrived in America in 1908. But towards the early 20th century, many people came and settled in America, and they came from Poland. The Polish state did not exist at that time. Now this is the time when Poland, a country, was not did not exist. Poland, this country came into existence, you may say, in the year around 1918 or 17, around. So this is a time when this state, this country was not did not exist. At that time, the immigrants were identified according to the country of origin rather to ethnicity. Now, at that time, when people who were Polish, when they used to go and settle in other countries, they were mostly identified by the countries that they came from. Like, if suppose there are some Polish people who are living in Russia, and now from Russia they have gone to America, so they were called as Russian Poles. Okay. Or if there are some people who are migrating from Germany, so they are called German Poles, because there was no country as such called Poland. So they were normally called by the name of the country from which they came. They were identified as Russian Poles, German Poles, and Austrian Poles. For example, if they are coming from Russia or from German or from Austria, then they were identified by their country, not as people from Poland, because there was no country as Poland at that time. One of the most notable Polish American communities is in Chicago and its suburbs. Now, one of the most notable, you may say the most important Polish American community is in Chicago and its suburbs. Suburbs means the surrounding area. So Chicago is sometimes called the second largest Polish city in the world, next only to Warsaw, the capital of Poland. Now the biggest Polish community exists in Chicago and in Warsaw, which is again the capital of Poland. Polish Americans were sometimes discriminated against in the United States, as were the Irish, Italians, and Jews. Now they are explaining the times when the people from Poland, or the people who belong to Polish communities, when they came and settled in America, they were normally discriminated by the people of America, just as the same way the Irish, Italians, and Jews were discriminated. So as I told you all, why this girl Wanda Petronsky, who is again a Polish girl, why was she not liked by the other American students? The reason was also that there was a foundation of discrimination which all these Polish Americans suffered from at that time. So this was also one key factor towards such kind of a behavior. Okay, so now this was the important thing to remember. Now we'll start reading the chapter. Today, Monday, Wanda Petronsky was not in her seat, but nobody, not even Peggy and Madeline, the girls who started all the fun, noticed her absence. Now there are two more characters in the story. One is Peggy and one is Madeline. Now these two girls are Wanda's classmates, and these are the girls who mostly used to make fun of her. Now the day was Monday, and Wanda was not in the class. But no one, not even Peggy and Madeline, who were their classmates, they noticed that she was absent. Usually Wanda sat in the next seat to the last seat in the last row in room 13. She sat in the corner of the room where the rough boys who did not make good marks sat. The corner of the room where there was most scuffling of feet, most roars of laughter when anything funny was said, and most mud and dirt on the floor. Now they are saying that mostly Wanda sat in the last row, on the last seat. Why? And in the room 13. Now the classroom was the 13th classroom. Why she sat at the corner? And it, towards the corner, only those boys used to sit who never used to get good marks. And there was a lot of noises and the noises of laughter, shouting, all that used to be heard from the last rows, because mostly the very, very naughtiest boys used to sit over there. And there was scuffling of feet. Scuffling of feet means dragging movements of the feet on the ground, the way in a very rough manner when the boys, they drag their feet on the ground, then this scuffling sound is heard. So there used to be these kind of sounds, that used to come out from, was heard from the last row mostly. And there used to be a lot of mud and dirt also on the floor. because all the sophisticated children, the children which possessed a sense of cleanliness, they were good in studies, they had manners and culture, they all used to sit in front. And all the rough boys especially, who used to dirty their shoes by playing here and there, they used to sit towards the end, of the class. So that's why the area over there used to be filled with dirt and mud. Wanda did not sit there because she was rough and noisy. On the contrary, she was very quiet and rarely said anything at all. And nobody had ever heard her laugh out loud. Sometimes she twisted her mouth in a crooked sort of smile, but that was all. Underline this full paragraph, students, or put it in brackets. This paragraph is important. Now, why did Wanda sit in the last row? It's not that she was rough or she was very naughty. It was not that, or she was noisy or she was talkative. On the contrary means on the opposite side, she was a very quiet girl and she rarely said anything to anyone. मतलब बहुत कम वो बात करती थी, उसने बहुत कम कभी किसी से कुछ बोला होगा, किसी ने कभी उसे तेज़ हंसते भी नहीं सुना था. The only thing she used to do was she used to often twist her mouth in a very crooked manner, a sort of a smile. She used to just give a very crooked, a very reluctant smile. That was all that she used to express. But nobody knew exactly why Wanda sat in that seat, unless it was because she came all the way from Bogan Heights and her feet were usually caked with dry mud. Underline this also, students. She sat towards the last because she came from Bogan Heights. Now, what is Bogan Heights? Bogan Heights is a place in the town where normally not very high class society, people belonging to high class society lived there. It was a small area with crooked, dirty, unorganized houses. It was not a very posh place, not a very clean place. Okay, it was all dirt and mud all around, which lacked sanitation. And normally poor people lived there, with low jobs and some low profile work, they were involved in. So that wasn't a high class society. So it was usually looked down by people. Now this colony or this society, this area was normally looked down by other people, the other Americans. And they had this notion in their mind that people who stayed in Bogan Heights or who lived in Bogan Heights were uncultured, uneducated, not sophisticated, lacked the sense of cleanliness, and etc. etc. So they never used to like the people who came from this area, that is Bogan Heights. So, and Wanda Petronsky, lived in Bogan Heights only. So that was the reason that she possessed an inferior complex in her personality. She used to suffer from this inferior complex, and her feet used to be dirty, means her feet was always dirty, and it was filled with mud and all. So she used to feel a bit shy, and that's why she used to sit at the back. She never used to mix around with other girls. But no one really thought much about Wanda Petronsky once she sat in the corner of the room. And she was a girl no one used to notice her. Means she used to sit in the corner of the room and no one used to notice her, no one used to look at her or talk to her. The only time they noticed her was when they wanted entertainment, and for that sake they used to make fun of her. Only that time they used to notice her presence or her absence. The time they thought about Wanda was outside the school hours, at noon time when they were coming back to school, or in the morning early before school began, when groups of 2 or 3 or even more would be talking and laughing on their way to the schoolyard. Now, as I told you all, the only time they used to notice her presence and absence were either the departure time or the morning time before the school began. That time they used to talk, laugh, they used to make fun of her, and they used to entertain themselves. Sometimes they waited for Wanda to have fun with her. They used to wait for Wanda early in the morning before school began to make fun of her. The next day, Tuesday, Wanda was not in school either, and nobody noticed her absence again. But on Wednesday, Peggy and Maddie, who sat down front with other children who got good marks and who didn't track in the whole lot of mud, did notice that Wanda wasn't there. Now, Monday also Wanda was not there, then Tuesday also she was absent and no one noticed her. But then came Wednesday. Now, Peggy and Maddie normally sat in the front rows because they are said over here to be the very confident girl who coming with good marks, and they used to sit in front. And that time they noticed that Wanda was not there. Peggy was the most popular girl in school. She was pretty. Underline this line, students. Peggy was the most popular girl in school. She was pretty. She had many pretty clothes and her hair was curly. Maddie was her closest friend. The reason Peggy and Maddie noticed Wanda's absence was because Wanda had made them late to school. Underline till school. Now they are giving some brief description about Peggy. They are saying that Peggy was the most popular girl in school. She was very pretty, she was rich, she had curly hair, she had different kind of dresses, and she used to wear beautiful dresses, and she used to come to school. And Maddie was Peggy's closest friend. So this is how they are describing Peggy and Maddie over here. Now that day on Wednesday, they noticed Wanda's absence because they were waiting for Wanda to make fun of her in the morning, and she never appeared. So they were late to school, and that's why they noticed that Wanda was absent. They had waited and waited for Wanda to have fun with her, and she just hadn't come. They often waited for Wanda Petronsky to have fun with her. Now, as I told you all earlier, they used to wait for her in the morning before the school began to make fun of her. And that day she did not come on time, and that's why they got late. So they noticed that Wanda was absent. Okay, the next comprehension check. Wanda Petronsky, most of the children in room 13 didn't have names like that. They had names easy to say like Thomas, Smith or Allen. There was one boy named Bounce, Willie Bounce, and people thought that was funny, but not funny in the same way that Petronsky was. Now, the author is saying that one more reason that they used to make fun of Wanda was her name and her surname. Like normally in that class or in that school, the American children used to have names like Thomas, Smith, Allen, and they used to find these names very easy and common because these are very famous, or you may say very common American names and surnames. When you come to American originality, these names and surnames are very common in American community. So they were used to these kinds of names. Now there was one boy whose name was Willie Bounce. They also found this Willie Bounce, this name and surname, to be very funny, but not as funny as they found Wanda Petronsky. Her name and surname they found the most funny in the school. So that's why they used to make fun of her. Wanda didn't have any friends. She came to school alone and went home alone. She always wore a faded blue dress that didn't hang right. Now underline this line, students, that she always wore a faded blue dress that didn't hang right. It was clean, but it looked as though it had never been ironed properly. She didn't have any friends, but a lot of girls talked to her. Sometimes they surrounded her in a schoolyard as she stood watching the little girls play hopscotch on the worn hard ground. Now they are giving a description about Wanda. They are saying that she did not have any friends. अकेली आती थी वो स्कूल, अकेली जाती थी स्कूल से, and she always wore a faded blue dress. जैसे कि इस पिक्चर में दिखाया है that she is alone over there with books in her hand and she is wearing a dress. Now her dress was very faded, जैसे कि उसका रंग उतर गया हो. And she always wore that same dress. It was clean. उसकी जो ड्रेस थी वो साफ़ रहती थी, बट इट यूज़ टू लुक एज इफ इट इज़ नेवर आयन्ड, मतलब जैसे कभी भी उस पर आयनिंग नहीं हुई हो. एंड इट डिडंट हैंग राइट. डिडंट हैंग राइट मीन्स इट डिडंट फिट हर प्रॉपरली. Many girls spoke to her, but they all spoke to her to make fun of her, to mock at her. They never spoke on the terms of friendship. Sometimes they surrounded her in the schoolyard, and when she used to watch the girls playing hopscotch on the hard ground, मतलब जब वो और बच्चों को hopscotch is a game, जब वो गेम खेलती देखती थी, उसी टाइम बहुत सारी लड़कियां आती थीं, उसको घेर के खड़ी हो जाती थी और उसका मजाक उड़ाती थी, जैसे इस पिक्चर में दिखाया है. Now, Wanda, Peggy would say in the most courteous manner as though she were talking to Miss Mason. Now, over here there is a expression in the speech which is a very sarcastic expression, like Peggy Wanda से बहुत sarcastically एक बहुत कर्टियस मतलब बहुत काइंड और रिस्पेक्टफुल मैनर में बात करती है वांडा से, जैसे वो अपनी टीचर मिस मेसन से बात करती है. एंड शी सेज, वांडा, she'd say, giving one of her friends a nudge, tell us, how many dresses did you say you had hanging out in your closet? मतलब वो अपने फ्रेंड को एक नज मतलब जेंटली पुश करके, अपने हाथ से पुश करके, और बहुत कर्टी ऐसा सिकास्टिक मैनर में वांडा से पूछती है दैट यू टेल मी हाउ मेनी ड्रेसेस यू हैड, मतलब तुम्हारे पास कितनी ड्रेसेस हैं तुम्हारे क्लॉसेट में, तुम्हारे कबर्ट में. दिस वॉज द क्वेश्चन दैट पेगी यूज टू ऑलवेज आस्क वांडा. Seeing her single blue dress that she used to wear, a old dress, वो हमेशा यही क्वेश्चन उससे पूछती थी कि तुम्हारे पास कितनी ड्रेसेस हैं. और वांडा इरिटेट होके और फ्रस्ट्रेट होके उससे हमेशा एक ही जवाब देती थी कि मेरे पास 100 ड्रेसेस हैं. सो ये एक तरह से पेगी और मैडी मजाक उड़ाते थे वांडा का, और वांडा फ्रस्ट्रेशन में जवाब देती थी कि मेरे पास 100 ड्रेसेस हैं. एंड देन अगेन दे यूज टू मेक फन ऑफ 100 ड्रेसेस, दैट इफ़ यू हैव 100 ड्रेसेस व्हाई डू यू ऑलवेज वेयर दिस सिंगल ब्लू ड्रेस एंड कम टू स्कूल. सो दिस इज हाउ दे यूज टू वरी हर. 100, Wanda would say. 100, exclaimed all the little girls incredulously, and the little ones would stop playing hopscotch and listen. And whenever this Wanda used to say that she has 100 dresses, everyone used to get shocked. They used to like show incredulous. Incredulous means they never used to believe. They never used to believe that this girl has 100 dresses, and they used to stop playing the game and started staring at Wanda. Yeah, 100, all lined up, said Wanda. Then her thin lips drew together in silence. Very silently, with chosen words, मतलब वो लफ्ज़ों को चूज़ कर करके वो बोलती थी. बस वो बोलती थी, yes, I have 100 dresses all lined up. All lined up means लाइन से लगी हैं मेरे पास 100 dresses in the closet. और ऐसा बोलते बोलते वो अपने thin lips used to drew together, मतलब एकदम से चुप हो जाती थी. What are they like? All silk, I bet, said Peggy. Yeah, all silk, all colors, velvet too. Now, in a very, mocking manner, एक तरह से मजाक उड़ाते हुए पेगी बोलती है, I bet, कि मतलब मैं शर्त लगाती हूँ तुम्हारे पास सारी ड्रेसेस सिल्क की होंगी. Now, silk is a rich and luxurious cloth. So that's why she makes fun of her by saying कि तुम्हारे पास सारी ड्रेसेस सिल्क की होगी. She says, yes, I have all silk and velvet and all color dresses. Yeah, velvet too, 100 dresses, Wanda would repeat stolidly, all lined in my closet. Now Wanda ये सारी चीज़ें बोलती है that I have all 100 dresses, I have all the colorful dresses and all are made of silk and velvet, 100 dresses I have. All these things she used to say very stolidly, means without showing any feeling, without showing any expressions. She used to say so many things, but like a stone, जैसे कि एक पत्थर कोई चीज़ बोल रहा हो, without any expressions, without any feelings. Then they'd let her go, and then before she'd gone very far, they couldn't help bursting into shrieks and peals of laughter. But as she used to move away, they used to just start laughing. Continuously, they used to start laughing in a very loud voice, They used to laugh and giggle around. 100 dresses. Obviously, the only dress Wanda had was the blue one she wore every day. So why did she say that she had 100 dresses? What a story. How many shoes did you say you had? 60 pairs, all lined up in my closet. Now they used to also make fun of her shoes, and they used to ask her in a very sarcastic manner that how many shoes you have. And Wanda, again out of irritation and frustration, used to answer and say that I have 60 shoes, and 60 pair of shoes, and all lined up in my cupboard. Cries of exaggerated politeness greeted this, all alike. Cries of exaggerated politeness. Now you all know the meaning of politeness and exaggerated. Exaggerated means in a very extended manner. मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा polite way में मैडी और पेगी और बाकी की लड़कियाँ उससे बात करती थी वांडा से. Exaggerated politeness. टू पोलाइट मतलब पोलाइटनेस को बहुत ज़्यादा एक्सटेंड करके, बहुत ज़्यादा ओवर एक्सप्रेस करके बात करती थी. जानबूझ किस तरीके से बात करती थी जिससे उसका मजाक और ज़्यादा उड़े, उसे और ज़्यादा फील हो. इन अ वेरी सिकास्टिक मैनर दे यूज टू आस्क ऑल अलाइक, दैट मीन्स ऑल योर शूज़ आर अलाइक, मतलब तुम्हारे पास बहुत सारे शूज़ हैं. Oh no, every pair is different, all colors lined up. और जब वो बोलती थी कि तुम्हारे पास सारे शूज़ सेम हैं, तो वांडा का जवाब आता था नो, माई एवरी पेयर इज़ डिफरेंट, मतलब मेरा हर जो शूज़ का पेयर है वो एक दूसरे से अलग है. ऑल डिफरेंट पेयर ऑफ शूज़ आई हैव and all different color shoes. Peggy, who had thought up this game, and Maddie, her inseparable friend, were always the last to leave. Now for Peggy, this was kind of a game. After every 2-3 days, after every few days, she used to stand over there, surround Wanda and ask her the same question. How many dress you have, how many pair of shoes you have, what are the colors of your dress, what is the fabric of your dress, what are the colors and designs of your shoes. All these, this was like a game for Peggy. Every now and then she used to keep asking Wanda about this and used to keep worrying her, although she knew that the answer she would get, but still it was like a game for her. And Maddie was an inseparable friend. Inseparable friend means जिससे वो अलग नहीं हो सकती थी. मैडी जो थी वो पेगी की बहुत अच्छी दोस्त थी और वो पेगी से किसी भी हाल में सेपरेट नहीं होना चाहती थी. Finally, Wanda would move up in the street, her eyes dull and her mouth closed, hitching her left shoulder every now and then in a funny way she had, finishing the walk to school alone. Now, after they used to make fun of her, वो वहाँ से चुपचाप चली जाती थी and her eyes used to get dull, her mouth was always closed and she used to hitch her shoulder. Hitch means she used to move her shoulder in a very awkward manner, as if feeling shy, as if feeling uncomfortable, and she used to make her way back to school alone. All alone she used to come to school and she used to go back from school. Peggy was not really cruel. She protected small children from bullies, and she cried for hours if she saw an animal mistreated. If anybody had said to her, "Don't you think that is a cruel way to treat Wanda?" she would have been very surprised. Cruel? Why did the girl say she had 100 dresses? Anyone could tell that that was a lie. Why did the person want to lie? And she wasn't just an ordinary person else. Why did she have a name like that? Anyway, they never made her cry. Put this full paragraph in brackets, students. Over here, the author is also throwing light on the inner nature of Peggy. They are saying that Peggy was not a very cruel girl. मतलब बहुत बुरी लड़की नहीं थी Peggy. जैसे वो वांडा का मजाक उड़ाती है, तो हमें अगर ऐसा लगे कि Peggy एक्चुअली में बहुत ख़राब थी, बहुत बुरी थी नेचर की, तो ऐसी नहीं थी वो. Peggy क्रूल नहीं थी. ओके, शी वॉज नॉट क्रूल. इनफैक्ट वो छोटे बच्चों को बुलीज़ मतलब जब कोई बड़े बच्चे या कोई दूसरा छोटे बच्चों को परेशान करता है, डराता है, तो वो उनसे छोटे बच्चों को प्रोटेक्ट करती थी. और अगर वो ये भी देखती थी कि किसी एनिमल को मिसट्रीट किया जा रहा है, मतलब किसी भी जानवर के साथ बुरा ट्रीटमेंट हो रहा है, तो वो बहुत लड़ती थी एनिमल्स के लिए. शी यूज्ड टू फाइट फॉर देयर राइट्स. और अगर कभी भी कोई उससे ये बोलता कि तुम वांडा का मजाक क्यों उड़ा रही हो और तुम क्रूल वे में मजाक उड़ाती हो, यू आर बीइंग इनह्यूमन, तो उस टाइम वो यही बोलती कि वांडा झूठ क्यों बोलती है. वाई शी सेज दैट शी हैज़ 100 ड्रेसेस. कोई भी कह सकता है दैट शी इज़ टेलिंग अ लाई. सो वॉट इज़ द नीड ऑफ टेलिंग अ लाई? वाई शी डजंट बिहेव इन अ वेरी ऑर्डिनरी मैनर, इन अ नॉर्मल मैनर, एंड वाई शी हैज़ अ नेम लाइक दैट. मतलब वांडा का नाम इतना अजीब क्यों है और वांडा नॉर्मल लड़कियों की तरह बिहेव क्यों नहीं करती. दीज थिंग्स यूज टू इरिटेट पेगी. पेगी को उसके इस नेचर से, उसकी इस पर्सोना से, इस बॉडी लैंग्वेज से इरिटेशन होती थी, इसलिए वो उसका मजाक उड़ाती थी. As for Maddie, this business of asking Wanda every day how many dresses, how many heights and how many this and that she had was bothering her. इसी जगह मैडी को बुरा लगता था कि वो बार बार पेगी के साथ मिल के वांडा का मजाक उड़ाती है और ये सिमिलर सा गेम खेलती है. Why? Now start underlining over here. Maddie was poor herself. She usually wore somebody's hand-me-down clothes. Thank goodness she didn't live up on Bogan Heights or have a funny name. Now why Maddie never used to like, मतलब मैडी को वांडा का मजाक उड़ाना अच्छा नहीं लगता था, but yet she used to always be with Peggy and used to make fun of her, क्योंकि Peggy उसकी best friend थी and Peggy was the most wanted girl in the class, most popular girl in the class. So Maddie did not want to separate from Peggy. मतलब मैडी पेगी से दूर नहीं होना चाहती थी, इसलिए ना चाहते हुए भी reluctantly मैडी used to मेक फन ऑफ वांडा अलॉन्ग विथ पैगी। लेकिन मैडी को ये पसंद नहीं आता था। वाई? बिकॉज मैडी वॉज हर सेल्फ पुअर। मैडी खुद भी पुअर थी। नॉर्मली वो दूसरों के दिए हुए कपड़े पहनती थी। हैंड मी डाउन क्लोथ्स मीन्स द ओल्ड क्लोथ्स विच हैव बीन हैंडेड बाय अदर्स, मतलब किसी के पुराने कपड़े पहनती थी। बट थैंक गॉड दैट शी डिडंट लिव ऑन बॉगन हाइट्स और शी हैड अ फनी नेम। द ओनली थिंग वॉज दैट शी वॉज पुअर बट नॉट एज पुअर एज वांडा, but the only thing, the difference was that she never lived on Boggan Heights kind of a place which was not liked by people, or she never had a funny name. So except for two things, she herself was poor. Sometimes when Peggy was asking Wanda those questions in that mocking, polite voice, Maddie felt embarrassed and studied the marbles in the palm of her hand, rolling them around and saying nothing herself. Now, at times when Peggy used to make fun of Wanda and used to question her in a funny manner, in a mocking manner, that time Maddie used to feel very embarrassed. Embarrassed मतलब Maddie को खुद भी बहुत शर्म आती थी, because Maddie herself was poor. Maddie's clothes were not her original clothes; those were normally the old clothes which were given by others. So that time she also used to feel embarrassed, and she used to always have these marbles in her hand. और वो उन मार्बल से खेलने लगती थी और उसे बड़ा ashamed feel होता था. Not that she felt sorry for Wanda exactly. She would never have paid any attention to Wanda if Peggy hadn't invented the dress game. But suppose Peggy and all other girls started in on her next. She wasn't as poor as Wanda perhaps, but she was poor. Now she's saying she never felt sorry, she never used to feel bad because she felt sorry for Wanda. ऐसा नहीं था कि उसको बुरा इसलिए लगता था कि वो Wanda के लिए she used to feel upset for her. बात ये थी दैट उसको ऐसा लगता था कि इफ़ सम डे दे स्टार्ट द सेम गेम विथ हर, शी वॉज स्कैर्ड, मतलब उसको इस चीज़ का डर था कि कल को दूसरी क्लास की लड़कियां या पैगी उसके साथ भी मजाक उड़ा सकती हैं अगर उन्हें पता पड़ जाए दैट मैडी इज़ ऑल्सो पुअर एंड मैडी ऑल्सो वेयर्स ओल्ड क्लोथ्स. ओके, बट शी वॉज नॉट एज पुअर एज वांडा, लेकिन वो उतनी पुअर नहीं थी जितनी वांडा थी. Of course, she would have more sense to say that she had 100 dresses. Still, she would not like for them to begin on her. She wished Peggy would stop teasing Wanda Petronsky. So she always used to wish. वो हमेशा सोचती थी कि Peggy Wanda Petronsky का मजाक उड़ाना बंद कर दे, because she was always frightened that one day they would start making fun of her also. Okay students, we'll stop over here. We'll discuss the remaining part in the next video. Thank you.